There were times when I thought my life was taking a detour that seemed circuitous and uncertain. There are times, if you think about it, when it felt like you were just wandering and you were trying to make your way and it felt like you weren't making any progress at all. There have been long, dry seasons in your life when you've been wondering, where in the world is God and where is God taking me? Well, now you know that God was leading you all the time. And all of those things that felt like detours, all of those lessons that felt unnecessary were actually what you needed to have with you when you got to where God was taking you. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I might be preaching to myself this morning, but I want you to know that now I know. I did not know then, but now I know why I had to go through what I had to go through when I had to go through it. He was preparing me. He was pruning me. He was equipping me and empowering me. He was sanctifying me. I thought he was whipping me, but he was cleansing me and sharpening me and building me and enabling me for the road ahead. And now I can handle whatever comes in this season because I went through that season. Now I have on the whole armor of God. Now I've been through the fire. Now I've come out shining like pure gold. I was mad then, but I'm glad now that the Lord leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. I shall not lack provision because he is my shepherd. I shall not lack purpose because the Lord is my shepherd. And I'll tell you something else, I shall not lack protection because the Lord is my shepherd. The psalmist puts it this way, he says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Well, David, why aren't you in fear? Can't you see that the shadow of death is all around you? That which would kill you and destroy you is confronting you. Why aren't you afraid? Can't you see the shadow of death trying to kill your hopes, trying to kill your ambitions, trying to kill your dreams, trying to kill your children, trying to kill your marriage, trying to kill your family, trying to kill everything that represents who you are? Why aren't you afraid of the shadow of death? I hear David say, don't you know that the only thing a shadow really signifies is that there's a light nearby? And I've learned, rather than focus on the shadow of death, to recognize that the only reason I can see the shadow is because there's a light nearby. And I've decided to focus on the light rather than live in the shadow. Somebody who's walking through the valley of the shadow of death this morning, somebody who's walking through the valley of the shadow of despair, needs to learn to look to the light. That's what the psalmist meant when he said that the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? It's not that I don't have any problems, but guess what? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, I'm here to tell you that they stumbled and they fell. Though a host should camp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise up against me, in this will I be confident.